What's up, YouTube? This is your big bro, King Jabez, back today with another very important message. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, leave a comment, all that good stuff. You know what time it is. Let me know what you think about my content. In addition to that, please feel free to follow me over on IG at the King Jabez. And for those who want to talk to me one-on-one, I do offer consultations. Whatever you decide to do, I appreciate it. Let's do some work. Today's video is entitled, good one, Chosen Ones Must Pass the Uncrowned King Queen Test. Or another way of putting that, attractive outcasts must pass the Uncrowned King Queen Test. Let's tap in today. Everyone who follows this content, you know what I mean? If you are an individual who has talent, right, ability, people are attracted to you, are drawn to you, whether it be for your looks, your abilities, your talent, your influence, your ability to create conversation, dialogue. Some people just have good social skills. You know what I mean? You're very highly spiritual. People can be attracted to that. You're a person who's deep into meditation, fasting, etc. So as you can see just in the beginning of this talk, there are a number of reasons why individuals are attractive, right? So it can be all of the above for some people. Whatever the case may be, you are this attractive, and I say outcast, and for a more thorough explanation of that term that I coined back in 2023, 2 years ago, shameless plug, go back to my channel, watch that video where I did a whole talk about what I believe the attractive outcast is. And the reason we're talking about this, I posted something on my Instagram yesterday, and a lot of people were commenting about that term and how it resonates with them. And a lot of men and women feel that way because this energy is real in the earth right now. So I'm picking up on this energy that you are going through. If you are an individual who is public in any capacity, whether you are an artist, you are a spiritual leader, you are a model. You got people who follow you just for the way you look. You're showing pictures online. You are a public figure. You are a speaker, spiritual leader, whatever it is you're doing publicly, right? On various social media platforms. A lot of people who follow me are public, and I get that. You are experiencing a jealousy now that you probably didn't experience a few years ago. And the reason is pretty clear. People are understanding that their lack of support can hurt you temporarily. So people who used to like, people who used to comment, are now just sit back watching. Right? They'll sit in your story for 3 years straight. Won't like a post, won't like a picture, but won't unfollow them. That's what's crazy. That's what kills me. And I understand some people are just conscious of what they like publicly. I get that, depending on what type of job you got and work, you gotta be careful what you say publicly. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'll watch a post online and I may not comment because I gotta be careful what I say publicly. So I understand that. There's a level of discernment there, and I get that. Nothing wrong with that. And there's a difference between that and a person just flat out refusing to support you, right? They are in a position to help you, which is simply clicking a button or leaving a comment or statement that says that I appreciate what you bring to the table. And they're not doing that, not because of job or anything related. They don't want to help you. In fact, they are now in a position to see you fail. So when you're going through this season of trying to transition to the next level of your life, you will go through this period when you feel like the uncrowned king or queen. This is a test that all chosen ones go through at some point. And some of you are going through that right now. And if you're not going through this, you have been through this and you are now on the other side of that in your position of blessing and prosperity. What you have to do, you have to see this season as an opportunity, right? Kobe Bryant went through a season in his life when he said he was okay with being the villain. You got to be okay with that. You have to go through a period of time when you are misunderstood, because when you are transitioning, it won't make sense to the untrained eye. It won't make sense to the undiscerning eye. It won't make sense to the person who's just judgmental. And so when you are going through your process, people 9 times out of 10 are just going to judge. They're going to find fault. They're going to think, oh, you're not all that. Who do you think you are? It's going to be something like that. And you have to have tough enough skin to see that, continue to build, continue to prove, and those same people go come back and spin the block like they didn't do that. Okay, they will sit back and watch you, hoping you fail, and when you don't, hey, bro, let's link, let's connect. No, you know what I mean? No, because you are not invested at all in anything I got going on. In fact, you're sitting back judging. You're not trying to help. You're judging. And these same people who are judging will flip the script, either try to spin a block, first part, and when that don't work, now they want to try to speak some type of demonic stuff over your life. So in other words, you're successful because you did something wrong. They can't just accept the fact that you worked and built something brick by brick, day by day, grinding for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to get where you're at, to build your brand, to get that degree, to get that job, to get that mate, right? To get that husband you've been praying for, some of you, to get that wife you've been praying for, some of you, to get that business opportunity, to get that endorsement from a celebrity, whatever the case may be. You had to work for years to get this, and you had to go through that period of time of being unknown. That season where you're kind of like, pushed to the side. And this is an opportunity for you to develop your craft. This is an opportunity for you to get stronger and become the best version of yourself. So in other words, sometimes the positive to being pushed to the side, limited, rejected, is that it puts you in a position to really become excellent in what you do. So use this time to read as much as you can read. Use this time to get as strong as you can possibly. In other words, whatever you're doing, get better at it. And allow your work in the right time to speak for itself. So as a chosen person, a man or woman with a rare anointing, as a chosen person, a man or woman who has been through what I have termed the humiliation ritual, right? You have been through this process where you've been refining, growing, developing yourself. As a person that is often misunderstood, you have to be strong during this season, because this season breaks a lot of people. This season will make you question your worth. Let's talk about it. People get ugly during this season. Right? You are in that place where you're, as Nipsey put it, you're far from where you came and you're still far from where you're going. You're in the middle. And when you're in that middle passage, people judge, they can point, find fault, because they can't put you in a box, because you're not quite up yet. When you're all the way up, I'm all the way up. You're not there yet. And you're not all the way back to the back doing nothing. So it's a place where it's easy to look at you with suspicion. You see what I'm saying? It's easy to find fault, to try to, and you know what your devils do. Try to compare you to somebody a little more achieved than you, right? You got a YouTube channel, they want to talk about somebody got 1 million followers. I don't care about that. That's this business, my boy. Sis, I'm coming. I don't play that game. I'm me. I don't care what I got going on. Come to me talking about somebody else doing. That's his business. What are you doing? You gotta be careful with people who want to compare you. So I'm talking now. People who want to compare you to somebody more achieved than you. Now, we all can do that. I'm pretty sure somebody more achieved than you. I would be, as a man, I would be, I would be sassy according to some of you women. If I tell your girl look better than you, she eating you up. You hear me? So come on, we can. Everybody can play the game. Come on, finding somebody more achieved or better. That's life. You can't let that type of stuff stop you from what you're doing. In other words, that comparisons game. When you are in that uncrowned season, it's easy to compare you to somebody else. It's easy to find somebody who fits the aesthetic of what they think, right? And that person who they're pointing to, they had to get there too, by the way. They had to work, they had to grind. They had to also go through this process. So none of us can cheat the game. Let me make it plain. We have to all go through this season, and I want to encourage you to not get bitter. I want to encourage you to not compare yourself to somebody else. That's their business, whatever you got going on. And if we want to take it to the book for a second, I'm a Bible man. Every character in the Bible had their season like this. You dig? Joseph went through it for 13 years. Let me talk to you. Prisoner and slave, 13 years straight. David went through it for 14 years in the wilderness, running from King Saul. His own family looking at him sideways. Brothers didn't like him. Saul wanted to take him out. Wife turned on him. He was out there by himself in a cave, and in that cave by himself, he understood that God was his refuge. That's the Psalms, by the way. Catch up. Catch up. That ain't nothing new. You understand me? God's men and women have always went through a season of being misunderstood. The Messiah himself, Yeshua himself, went through that. Are you the one, or should we expect another one? Ain't that what John the Baptist said? I can take to the book too, right? Esther wasn't queen at first. She was uncrowned, right? She was the young Jewish woman who had to show who she was, what she was working with. She went through that purification process. That's all in Esther 1, by the way. You know, Big Bro know the book very well. Put that out there. You know what I mean? All these people that we look to as heroes of the faith had their times of being doubted. Who are you? That's just the way people are. So if Yeshua went through this, if Esther went through this, if Joseph went through this, if David went through this, Moses went through that, Elijah went through that, you and I are going to go through that. And this is where we can be sharpened. We can be refined, right? So the book of Proverbs by King Solomon says it this way, for those who want it in a raw. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, but the Lord tries the heart. So just as fire refines gold to prove if it's real gold or not, you know what I'm saying? If it's fugazi, if you flogging, it's going to burn up. If gold ain't real in fire, it's going to burn up. If it's fake, if it's fugazi, if it's in Chicago, if it's fool, it's going to burn up. And the same is true of your life. If you're not who you say you are, it's just going to come out. And in 2025, I tell you, this is a coming out season. It's something about what the Most High is doing now on the earth. Whoever you really are, that's going to come out, gang. All that pump faking people have been doing in 2020, that stuff, over with. This is a new season. And so if you're real, it's going to come out. So in other words, you should be encouraged. If you are somebody who fits this bill, it doesn't matter what people think about you. Because if you're the real deal, my boy, sis, that's going to come out. Who you are is going to be revealed, and it will speak for itself. So people's opinions is just that. I've been telling y'all that now for about 5 years straight. That a person's perception is not my reality. You can say what you want to say, right? I see people, and I'm honest, I'm quiet about it. I've been humble about it. I'm tired of being humble. I'll be seeing people take shots at me on social media. Come on, they know big. Let me take my glasses off. Come on now. You know, if somebody put in the comments says Big Bro got a phone too. You know I got a phone too. I'll be seeing people on YouTube talking crazy about me. I'll be sneak dissing. They ain't gonna say my name because they don't want people to know they know who I am. You know who I am. I'll be seeing people dissing. One thing I'm not. A lot of things. One thing I'm not is slow. Never been slow. So I tell people taking shots, dissing, undermining. You know, get that religious demon come out. They want to start quoting the Bible to justify something personal. I hate people do that. Just come from me. Don't use God. If you want to come from me, just come from me. I can take that, but don't use God. Okay? Stop behind God. Be yourself. All that comes with this. And it's during these times we become and show who we are. In other words, I'm saying, show yourself. Stand in this season. Allow yourself to go through a period of being misunderstood. Stop being afraid of that. So many people, I'm preaching now. I am preaching now. So many people are afraid of going through a period of time when what you're doing doesn't quite make sense to you, to be honest. And it sure doesn't make sense to other people. I'm going to be real. Some of the stuff I've done over the last 5 years that I believe God wanted me to do didn't make sense to me. So I know it don't make sense to you. So you have to be strong enough. You got to be strong enough to go through that. Being misunderstood. Not quite knowing how this is going to work out. To get to the other side when it does make sense to everybody. And so, in other words, you can't wait for everyone to get your vision before you walk in it. You got to walk, watch this, you got to walk in it before it makes sense to everybody else. That's why the Bible says, I'm preaching now. Yes, I'm preaching. You know, let me put my glasses back on. The just shall live by faith and not by sight. You can't always see what's going to be next. And that's why we got to be careful getting so sad and depressed and down. We got to be careful getting so sad that we can't see. Let me talk to you. Sometimes, let me show this a little bit. Sometimes it gets so sad you can't see. And you lose your vision out here. You get lost out here. And that's when you get paranoid. I'm talking to you now. Then anxiety kicks in. You start doubting yourself. Maybe I wasn't good cut for this. Maybe I shouldn't be an artist. Maybe I shouldn't be an entrepreneur. Maybe I shouldn't go into politics. Maybe I should. Stop all that. Get control of your mind, my boy. Get your mind right, sis. Stop allowing this season in your life to speak over your whole life. One season doesn't dictate who you are. That's why you gotta be careful to judge people, because you don't know what season that person is. That person may be in the testing season and they'll be up just like that. And you're gonna look dumb when they go up. I don't judge people. This person down today, they can be all the way up. How this song, I'm all the way up. They can be all the way up 2 years from now. That's how life works. And I've seen it. So, what am I saying? Keep going during this season. This season, that's why it's called a test. It's a test because it's hard. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be heavy on you. I told us why God gave us broad shoulders, guys, to carry burdens. It's going to be heavy. Come on now. You got to be on all the time. Especially if you're public. Let me give you my public people a message real quick. Ain't no off days when you're public. I see people from time to time. I see people pretty regularly who see me online. Ain't sure that guy be on? I be saying this happens to me in real life. Ain't sure that guy be on TikTok talking? Ain't sure that guy, you iron the soul? I was in my car one time with my wife. Guy said, you iron the soul. I be seeing guys at the gym, at the gas station. I done saw people a little bit of everywhere who see me on my phone talking. And it seemed like whenever they catch me, a couple of them last few times, I'd be tired. Because it'd be late at night sometimes, because that's when I do my grocery shopping when after the whole day had been busy. After that, I did my content, went to the gym, and I was late, so me run some errands real quick. And I'd be tired. And they see me, and I go right into mode. Why? Because I understand that me being tired, it don't matter. This person watching me, hey, I'm glad. Let me tap in with you. Let me show some love. Why? Because I understand what comes with this. This ain't a game. You see what I'm saying? I can't just do these videos for 10 minutes and this. No, this is real life. People see you out here. So I want you to when you see me in real life, to be glad you met me. And anybody who met me, who you can comment, I'm always on. I'm always going to give you a handshake. What's up, my boy? I'm going to give you some love. That's who I am. Regardless of how I feel. I'm going to get right in my wife because I understand this is what this is. This ain't a game. This ain't for everybody. This is real life. This ain't just about no YouTube channel, man. Come on, man. A 10-minute video. This is about life, bro. Your life. I keep saying that. That's why I do this video. This video ain't for me. This ain't helping me. This is for you. Come on now. So what am I saying? In so many words, stay strong. I know let me talk to you. I know it's hard right now. I know you're going through. I know sometimes it don't make sense. Okay, I know sometimes you want to quit. Go back to those vices. Because whenever you stress, there's always somebody there. There's always a distraction. There's always a mistress to remove the stress. She's right there. Okay? You gotta overcome that. Those pills right there. Come on, I'm talking now. I ain't judging, I'm talking. That bottle right there. You know y'all be having the bottles in y'all head and taking the pictures? Let me put this water bottle up there. Come on now. No judgment. I'm just telling you that's there. Whether it be the drugs or the pills or a woman or a man, something you shouldn't be doing. It's always there. So in other words, when you're in this season, you got to lay aside those vices, my boy. You got to lay aside those vices, sis. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to teach right now. I'm just teaching. I'm not judging. Just teaching. Because you need to be focused during this season to get to your period of prosperity. You don't go through an Uncrowned King, Queen season for no reason. And another thing you don't want to do, you definitely don't want to be stuck here for the rest of your life. Because some people will stay stuck here because they can't take the negativity. They can't take the pressure. You got to be strong and take this pressure. Take the negativity. People talking crazy to you. All that. Yes, because people, they can talk. They're going to talk. Mark my word, if you're public, they talking about you. And you got to be strong enough to endure all of that and just keep on doing you day by day and laying one brick at a time until you get to where you need to be. That's what it means to go through this uncrowned king or queen season. So, hey, that's what I got for you today. Thanks for listening, guys, ladies. God bless. Peace.